What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I'm going to be answering one of the most popular questions I have received over the past 10 years, and it is it worth it to go to Whistler during Crankworx? I've lived in Whistler for a long time, now I'm in Squamish, but I commute several times a week to Whistler, and I've been to every Crankworx for the past 12 years. I feel like I'm an expert about the question. I'm going to tell you all the pros, all the cons, as well as what I've been up to this year during Crankworx. Let's check out my intro and jump into the video. Before we start our video, a quick apology. I've been slacking on YouTube. So I'm sorry for that. There hasn't been as many videos as usually, but I've had some really exciting stuff on a personal level. And I just wanted to take some time to enjoy the summer here in British Columbia. We had some really sunny days. I wanted to go in the Alpine, just ride my bike and have a good time without putting videos out. But the good news is summer is over and I'm back making video full time. I've got some really exciting project. I'm gonna hop on a plane to go to Europe on Sunday, and it is for a product launch that a lot of you have been expecting. I'm gonna be making videos about the trip and it's gonna be super cool. I look forward to it. Now let's jump back onto the subject of our video, which is Crankworx Whistler. What is Crankworx? Well, if you slept under a rock for the past 20 years, Crankworx is the biggest and most exciting mountain bike event out there. It is basically a giant party that every year happens in Whistler, BC and goes for 10 days. It features the most exciting mountain bike discipline out there: downhill racing, dual slalom, slopestyle, whip-off, enduro, and this year they even added some e-mountain bike challenge. There is also movie premieres, there is photo and video challenges. Every year, brand releases new products there. There is signing session. There's basically a ton of things. And Crankworx Whistler really holds a special place in my heart. And that's because 20 years ago, I was at school and during my lunch break, I went to the library. I logged in on pinkbike.com. And I don't know if you remember, but on the top left corner of the website, there used to be a little square that said video of the day. And I clicked on it. And that day, the video was a recap of Crankworx Whistler. At the time, I had no idea what it was, but this was hands down the best mountain bike video I had ever seen. It was action-packed, the music was epic, it was Open Your Eyes by Guano Apes, and that really put Whistler on the map. From that day on, I made my dream to one day come and ride the Whistler Bike Park, which I did about 10 years later. So Whistler Crankworx is really special to me, but like everything, there is the pros and the cons. It's not for everybody, so I'm gonna detail everything in this video. What are the pros of coming to Whistler during Crankworx? Well, there is a lot of them, so I had to put some notes. So you can watch some awesome events. There is multiple downhill events, the 1199, the OG Canadian Open, the Garbanzo course. There is also the A-line race, which I believe is called Fox RDH. There is also some dual slalom. There used to be speed and style, but they removed it. Now there is the best tricks that was back. The whip-off, that's super exciting to watch, especially as they brought it down to the village. You can watch it from the patio of a bar at sunset. It's really epic. There is a ton of really awesome events that sometimes you can only watch during Crankworx. Mountain biking is not always easy to follow, but Crankworx really makes it easy for people to come and spectate. You can obviously compete, and by competing, you can compete at a very amateur level, or if you are an up-and-coming rider, you can compete directly against the best rider in the world, such as Jackson Goldstone, to see how you stack up compared to the pros. You can obviously see your favorite pros and get some autograph. You can get a t-shirt or hat sign. You might be able to have a conversation with someone you followed for a long time. You might be able to sit on the chairlift with some of your favorite riders and have a few words. So it is, I believe, really special. When myself, I came to Crankworx in 2013, I was just like a kid at Disneyland. You can also sometimes ride with your favorite rider. You might be able to do a train down that merchant or airline, or you might be able to do an organized ride, which for example is one of the things that I've done with Crankworx this year. You can see new products, demo bikes. Every year you've got some brands that release products, so you can get to go and check it out. There is all the media out there, and pretty much everyone that works in the bike industry comes to Crankworx because it is a great event to network. Another thing, the party side. A lot of people come to Crankworx just for the party, and yeah, there is definitely party every single night. It is sometimes a little bit intense, but there is not one night in Whistler during Crankworx that is boring. Now, what are the negatives of coming to Whistler during Crankworx? I want to make it clear that this has nothing to do with the organization from Crankworx. I think the team does an incredible job, but it has to do with the popularity of the event as well as the timing. So, as a first point, I noticed that the trail conditions are usually less than ideal. Why? Because there is much more traffic than usually, so the maintenance crew can't really keep up with the work that's needed. And in addition, because it is peak summer, it is usually really dry, which makes it nearly impossible to fix the trails. On top of that, a lot of the staff is busy with managing the events, pulling the tape along the course, working on the trail where the events are held, which obviously means that some of the other trails don't get the attention they require. Now, another big problem that's been happening in BC for the past few years are wildfires. In July and August, there is a high risk that it gets really smoky due to wildfires. Obviously, that has nothing to do with Crankworx, but that is often the price you might pay if you come during July or August in Whistler. The trails are really busy. The lift used to be busy and it used to be a big problem, but the Whistler Bike Park has updated the Fitzsimmons chair. It's now much quicker, and you can load basically 5 people and 5 bikes per chair, which is absolutely incredible. It means that it goes so fast, there is basically never a lineup at the chairlift, but the lineup happens on the trail. So you have to keep your eyes open and make sure you don't bump into someone. There is a lot of riders, and a lot of riders are visiting the bike park not necessarily aware of their skills. And you will see some rider ending up on airline or dirt merchant when they don't exactly have the skill or the speed to be able to ride those trails safely. So that means you have to keep an eye on it. Another thing is, because it's so popular, prices are higher. If you come during Crankworx Whistler, this is basically peak seasons. It's like if you go in a ski resort for Christmas or New Year or during the holidays. Prices are higher. Making a reservation to your favorite restaurant might be difficult, and if you enjoy a quiet space, Crankworx Whistler is not exactly for you. And our last point, it's not super healthy because there's so many parties. If you tend to enjoy partying a little bit too much, Crankworx for you might not be the healthiest option to come and visit Whistler. Now, if you just want to come and shred, what I would recommend is to come in May or June. You probably will get better dirt. Now the downside is that the Alpine is usually not open. The Alpine typically opens in July, and Garbanzo opens around mid of June. So your selection of trail is gonna be limited, but the lower part of the mountain might have the best condition you'll ever see. Another option is to come at the end of September or beginning of October. The Alpine also might be closed because the snow starts to arrive, but hotel prices are cheaper. There is some deal to be made on your local restaurants. There is actually in Whistler during the spring and during the fall, you can find a lot of 3 and 4 course meal with really good discount, which I really enjoy. So those are really good options to keep in mind if you want to visit Whistler outside of the busy time. Now let me tell you a little bit about what I've done this year during Crankworx. So before I do that, I want to introduce the sponsor of this video. As you can see behind me, I've got some Maxxis tire. So Maxxis and I partner and they've supported this video, which makes a lot of sense because I've done a lot of things for Maxxis during Crankworx. They came out with the new D-Sector tire and I've actually filmed the video for them on the Friday. They edited it on a Saturday and it was out by Sunday. So D-Sector tire is the new and latest tire from Maxxis. It is actually called the D-Sector 2 because it replaces the D-Sector 1. I wasn't a huge fan of the D-Sector 1 mostly because the side knobs I felt were a little bit low and easy to bend. So that new D-Sector is basically a baby Assegai. And I don't love to change tire. I like when I have a setup that works well for me, works on my bikes, but also works on a different terrain. I feel like the confidence I have from riding my bike comes from being really in tune with the products I use. So when I have a front tire such as the Assegai and a rear tire such as the Maxxis DHR2, and I know them well, I know how they react, they give me a lot of confidence, and I feel a bit lazy and testing a new tire can sometimes feel a bit tricky. But that new D-Sector is essentially a baby Assegai. I found it super easy to ride. The footage that you see right now were actually my very first ride on it, and I felt the tire was super easy to lay on the side. The grip was really predictable. It is a dry tire, but it did surprisingly well on the wet dirt, on the wet roads, as well as on the rocks. And I felt like the braking was good, but the biggest thing to remember on this tire is that it's designed for lighter trail bike. It's designed to go really fast. So if you want a really fast rolling tire that can really allow you to ride quick on the downhill, I think this is an excellent choice and I'm super excited about it. I put it on my Propane Eugene, which is somewhere there. It is the new 130mm travel bike from Propane. So 130 on the rear and 140 or 150 on the front. And I actually just got a discount code. It is Remy15. It's only for the next 3 days on the Propane website to purchase a Eugene 3. So make sure you check it out. But yeah, these tires have been incredible. Another thing I've been doing with Maxxis was to do a media ride for the launch of the tire. So there was a bunch of athletes and media that came all together for a super cool lap in Whistler. Everybody was testing the tire, and then media such as Pink Bike, Vital Mountain Bike, MTB Action, NSMB will do write-ups that you can probably find on their website right now. It was a really cool time. Everybody had a blast. I feel like everybody really enjoys the tire, and you can probably find those reviews on those websites. And at the end of the video, I'll actually put some of my POV shot from the day so you can see a little bit the vibe. Another really cool thing that Maxxis did was because so many of the athletes were present all together during Crankworx Whistler, it was a perfect time to test out a new product. And this new product, I have it right here. I can't tell you the name yet, but I know it. I can't really talk about the casing. I can only really show you the tread pattern. It is a tire for dry condition and everybody loved it. Greg Minard, Gracie M Street, Dakota Norton, Jackson Goldstone, everybody was testing it, and there's very few of those tires out there, and everybody wanted a set to finish the World Cup seasons, including Jackson Goldstone, which actually won the Champéry World Championship with that tire on the front and on the back, which is super exciting. I participated to the test, and I'm actually gonna show you just after this some of the laps I've done in the bike park. It was a really awesome time. Another thing I did was some ride with some of my sponsors, such as Trailfork, but also Crankworx is an incredible time for networking. I deal with people daily through email and phone calls, but nothing beats sitting and having a face-to-face conversation. Most of the contracts go from January 1st to December 31st. So July, August is typically the time where you start negotiating with your partner to renew your contract or eventually a new contract. So it was a super exciting time. And honestly, I just wanted to ride my bike, just wanted to have fun, see some of my friends, go for some nice dinner, and really enjoy Crankworx. I got to watch the slope style, I got to watch a lot of the practice, and it's something that I normally don't take the time to do, and I did. It was awesome. I'm gonna put some footage of the riding right now, and I hope you enjoy it.
What's that? I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah, good.
Whoa.
Checks out.
That's a fun lap.
I thought you were gonna hate this, Henry.
No, man, it's nice. It's
Like rocks. Ew.
no, rocks are okay. It's big fucking rocks.
Oh, okay. Don't let this guy, little guy, intimidate you.
63 kilo. Okay. I can intimidate many people. Yeah, buddy. Yo, that was sick. I did.
Thanks, brother.
That was epic.
Thanks, bro.
I'm behind you, remembering I don't have knee pads. So I'm like,
You're like, whoa!
oh,
I was so ready for it.
that was really fun.
That was great. Yeah.
That was really cool. Wow. Oh, dude. That was sick. Those gaps are so fun.
Oh, the fucking drone like whizzed me. I was like, what the fuck?
still rolling. That's amazing.
Thanks everyone for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a like, a comment, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the future videos. And if you want to learn more about the new Maxxis Dissector 2 tire, check out the link in the description to the Maxxis website. And to purchase Maxxis tires, simply visit the Jensen link, which is right down below. They've got incredible deals. And when you use that link for any of the products they sell that support my channel, so thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. I look forward to putting out more videos. See you next week.